we will start with the first unit, cell, its structures and functions. To start with, in your previous class you have studied about different kinds of cells which are found in human as well as certain cells which are found in plants. In this unit we will study about different parts of a plant cell as well as different parts of animal cell. To start with, this is the diagram of a plant cell. I'll just read out the names of different parts of the plant cell. This is chloroplast, ribosomes, rough endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. This is altogether is nucleus. This is cell wall. This is cell membrane. This is Golgi apparatus. These are vesicles, and this is cytoplasm, and this is lysosome. There is one difference between a plant and an animal cell, which is the plant cell usually contains a cell wall, whereas an animal cell doesn't contain the cell wall. And the second difference is the chloroplast. Chloroplast is the place wherein the photosynthesis activity takes place. So a plant contains chloroplast, where a human doesn't have chloroplast in it. So we will discuss each part of the plant cell in detail. We will start with the first one, which is chloroplast. Generally, the chloroplast is being found in the plant cell, and it is found in the green parts of the plant as well as certain stems of the plant, which are tender. Chloroplast is generally of three types. First one being chromoplast, which is colored, and leucoplast, which is colorless, and the chloroplast. Chloroplasts are generally of disc and oval shaped. In algae, these can be found as ladders, stairs, or spirals. The diameter of the chloroplast is generally 4 to 10 microns. The main function of the chloroplast being to trap the sunlight in order to aid for the photosynthesis activities in the plant. So the second part of the cell is cell membrane, which you can observe here. It is below the cell wall. So friends, the cell membrane is also known as the plasma membrane. You can observe the cell membrane in the yellow lining over here, which differentiates the cytoplasm from the external environment. Cytoplasm is the liquid substances in a cell. All these parts are floating in the liquid, which is known as cytoplasm. So the cell membrane can be observed only with the help of an electronic microscope. It is generally flexible, and it is mainly produced with the help of different kinds of lipids and proteins. This is the outermost layer of the cell, separating it from the external environment. External environment is the environment which is outside the cell. Generally, the cell membrane helps to define the shape of the cell. The shape of the cell is being defined by the cell membrane. The internal environment, which is the environment within the cell, is generally balanced by the help of the cell membrane. Any kind of a material which should enter the cell and which should exit out of the cell will be done with the help of the plasma membrane. So plasma membrane or cell membrane is one and the same. So any material which should enter the cell or which should exit out of the cell would be done by the help of the plasma membrane. So cell membrane plays a role in allowing the material into and out of the cell. This is the reason why the cell membrane is also known as selective permeable membrane. In the previous video, we have studied about the chloroplast as well as the cell membrane. So the third part of the plant cell is the cell wall. Cell wall is generally present only in the plant cell, and this is one of the biggest difference as compared to the animal cell. Cell wall is an extra layer outside the plasma membrane or cell membrane. Generally, animals only have the cell membrane as the outer layer, whereas the plant have also cell wall. Cell wall is basically tough as compared to the plasma membrane, but it has certain pores in it. You can observe the pores in here, holes, which allows the material to pass into the cells. Even though the cell wall is tough, it is also flexible in nature. Flexible means it can withstand some amount of pressure. So cell wall gives a definite shape to the cell. Earlier it was believed that cell wall was an inactive. Earlier it was believed that cell wall was inactive in nature, but presently it is been identified that cell wall plays an important role in exchange of information from different parts of the cells. Generally the parts of a cell are known as organelles. These are the organelles, which are different parts. So friends, we will move on to the next topic, which is nucleus. Okay, you can look at the nucleus here, and the middle part is known as the nucleus. In the previous class we have studied that Robert Brown was the first person to have seen the nucleus with the help of a microscope. It was in the year 1831. It is one of the important part of the cell, and it is also known as the cell control room. One of the major scientists have thought that the new cells are being formed from the nucleus and called it as cytoblast. But it is not true. So the cell nucleus plays an important role in controlling the various functions and characteristics of the cell. So it controls all the other organelles of the cell. The nucleus is generally enclosed by a membrane. Membrane is the outer layer of the nucleus, which is known as the nuclear membrane. All the animals and plants generally have the nuclear membrane except prokaryotic cells such as bacteria and algae. So friends, cells, for a general information, cells generally have a membrane to it. Membrane means a outer layer to it, outer covering. Every part of the cell has an outer covering which is a membrane to it. So prokaryotic cells doesn't have a membrane, whereas eukaryotic cells have membrane to it. So you know that the algae and fungi have just single celled organisms. Some of them are single celled, which doesn't have a membrane to the parts of the cells. Hello friends, in the previous video we have studied about some of the organelles of a cell as well as cell membrane and cell wall. Cell membrane and plasma membrane are one and the same. In this video we will discuss about the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is the fluid in which it's a medium of fluid in which all the other organelles float. Means all the other parts of the cell float, such as nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria. All these things float in the cytoplasm. Earlier it was thought that cytoplasm is the life fluid of the cell. Means it plays an important role in the cell. It acts as the life of the cell. That is why it is also that is why it was named as protoplasm. The meaning of protoplasm is life fluid. But later it was discovered that it is generally the liquid in which all these organelles are floating. And the cytoplasm is not the life fluid, whereas other organelles plays an important role in the functioning of the cell. Hence the protoplasm was renamed as cytoplasm. Cytoplasm meaning is cell fluid. Hello friends, we will continue with the next organelle, which is endoplasmic reticulum. You can observe the endoplasmic reticulum over here. Wait a second, I will show you another diagram of the endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, fine. There, it's a better diagram of endoplasmic reticulum. So even the nucleus will be, it's like a membrane to the nucleus. Even apart from the nuclear membrane which is surrounded to the nucleus, even the endoplasmic reticulum surrounds it. The endoplasmic reticulum can only be observed with the help of an electronic microscope. It is generally the network of membrane. Network means it is connected to different other organelles in the cell. The endoplasmic reticulum is being connected to different other organelles in the cell. It helps in transportation of substances through all the organelles of the cell. There are certain granule-like structures on the endoplasmic reticulum. We can observe this in another diagram. Look at here, these are the granules on the endoplasmic reticulum. These are known as rough endoplasmic reticulum, and whereas these doesn't have granules, these are smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So the important function of endoplasmic reticulum is it produces different fat molecules, proteins and lipids. So it supplies these things to different other organelles within the cells when it is being required by them. So according to the requirement, the endoplasmic reticulum supplies different kinds of proteins, lipids and fat molecules. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum also plays a key role in detoxifying different kinds of poisons and drugs. Hello friends, in the previous video we have studied about the endoplasmic reticulum, and there are certain granule like structures on the endoplasmic reticulum which are known as ribosomes. Ribosomes is the place wherein the manufactures of proteins and lipids takes place. We would move on to the next organelle, which is the Golgi complex or Golgi body. So friends, this is Golgi complex or Golgi body. Camillo Golgi was a scientist who observed this with the help of a compound microscope in the year 1898. Even though Camillo Golgi observed it with the help of a compound microscope, but still a clear figure of it can only be seen with the help of electron microscope. Complex is made up of different membranes, and these membranes create sac-like structures. Sac means a bag kind of a structure, right? This is a bag kind of these membranes create sac kind of a structures which are known as vasicles. Generally the vasicles are these vasicles gets the proteins and lipids which is being manufactured by the endoplasmic reticulum to the Golgi complex. So the main function of the Golgi apparatus or Golgi complex is to pack the different kinds of substances which are being sent by the endoplasmic reticulum with the help of ribosomes. So Golgi complex packs these substances and transport to different organelles of the cell. The number of Golgi bodies within the cell differ from cell to cell. So I will sum up as a whole. So the endoplasmic reticulum which has the ribosomes. Ribosomes are granules on the endoplasmic reticulums which manufactures the proteins and lipids, and the endoplasmic reticulum transports different kinds of substances as well as these proteins and lipids to different organelles within the cell. So some of the toxic substances which are being produced in the process are sent by the ribosomes to the lysosome. These are the lysosomes which are present in the cell, and the lysosome plays an important role in digesting the toxic substances, or else sometimes it also bursts in order to protect the cell from the toxic substance. That is the reason why lysosome is also called as suicidal bags. So friends, the last important part of the cell organelles is mitochondria. Mitochondria is the place wherein which provides the energy to the entire cell. Mitochondria is generally small and spherical shaped. So observe the mitochondria over here. It is small and spherical in shape, also called as cylindrical in shape. Generally, a mitochondria is 2 to 8 micron in length and 0.5 micron wide. It is 2 to 8 micron long and 0.5 micron wide. It is 150 times smaller than the nucleus. This is with respect to this diagram, it is not in proportion, but generally it is 150 times smaller than the nucleus, and there are about 100 to 150 mitochondria floating in the cytoplasm. In this figure we have only 3 mitochondria, but there are generally 100 to 150 mitochondria which float in the cytoplasm. The mitochondria can be observed only with the help of an electron microscope. The mitochondria is made up of a double membrane wall. One is the inner membrane, the other one is the outer membrane. The other two parts of the mitochondria are matrix and cristae. The mitochondria is also known as the powerhouse of the cell because it provides energy to different organelles within the cell, and it is the major energy source of the cell. So friends, in order to observe mitochondria under the microscope, you should take Janus-Greenby solution. Mix 200 mg of Janus-Greenby in 100 ml of water and put some water on the watch glass along with the solution which you have prepared along with water and Janus-Greenby should be kept on the watch glass. Put the onion peel in this solution and keep it about half an hour. Keep a piece of onion peel on the slide and wash thoroughly with water. So the Janus-Greenby solution is removed. Cover the slide with the help of a cover slip and observe it under the microscope. The image which you can find under the microscope, I will show you. Wait a second. So friends, this is how the mitochondria is observed in the onion peel.